Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to integrate Eloqua with an autonomous transaction processing database. Right now the application that you see on the screen is called Postman, and we have some data in our body here, a first name, last name, email, and phone. And all this Postman is doing is replicating the functionality of a front-end form, such as one made in Visual Builder Cloud Service or a React or Angular front-end form. But in this case, we're just using Postman. We have our integration endpoint in the post body, as you can see up there. I'll show you where that comes from later. And you can see we'll be submitting Alex McDonald, my name, with a sample email and phone number, and we are submitting that to the endpoint right now. So that's sending. And down below we can see 200 OK, which means it was received. And the response, Alex McDonald was uploaded to Eloqua and ATP successfully, is returned, just as a way to give us a confirmation that the integration was successful. So now I'm going to open my web browser and we can check this out in our Eloqua Marketing Cloud instance. So all I'm going to do is log in, Marketing Cloud 19, Scott Campbell with my password. Remember these fields because they'll come into play later near the end of this video. Awesome. Now we're logged in, and I will be checking the contacts. And we can see on this form appearing on the screen now. Oh wait, I have to search for myself first. And there I am. You can see a previous integration where I gave myself my own address, but in this case we see email.com, which matches what was sent in from our Postman application. So after Eloqua has received that information, now we will be going to our ATP database. We use SQL Developer as an interface to look at the data in it. And the data from Postman was sent to the persons table with the last name, first name, phone, and email fields. And you can see the exact same information from Postman was sent here. Awesome. Now let's take a look at the monitoring page to show how OIC enables us to track each and every integration payload. So on the tracking page, we can see first name Alex, which is the tracking field I used in this case, was completed. And all these green boxes mean that the integration successfully completed each and every stage of the integration. If one of them is red, we can begin to troubleshoot what went wrong with our integration. Now I'm going to go back to the designer page and show you how easy it was to make this integration. First, I'll zoom in a little bit. And the integration begins with a REST adapter. This is the endpoint that receives the REST payload from Postman. We put the relative URI /post at the end, the same one that I am highlighting. We selected the post action to perform, and we configured a payload for the endpoint, and we let the endpoint receive the response. The response being the Alex McDonald was successfully uploaded. Here we put in the JSON package that we submitted through Postman, and all we do for the response is put response. I'll show you how to configure the sentence later. Next, I will show you the Eloqua adapter. So called it make new because it's making a new contact. And then on the operations page that is coming up, I selected the import cloud operation, selected it to import a new contact, and then just selected the relevant fields. Awesome. And now on the ATP adapter, what I did was I called it upload a person because it uploads a new person to the persons table, and then I selected perform operation on a table. You could also select run a SQL statement or invoke a stored procedure, but we will be doing the insert operation. Then all I did was select the persons table to perform the operation on, the one you saw in SQL Developer. And that's how easy it is to use your ATP connection and integration. Now I will show you the mapping, or how the data flows between each of these connections. And if you hover over your adapter, you can see the name of your connection. After I show you the mapping, I'll show you how to make the connections to ATP and Eloqua. Now, this is how the data flows from the JSON that was submitted to Eloqua. Just map the first name, last name, email, and phone to their respective fields in the contacts business object of Eloqua. And to map the data from the JSON payload to the persons table in ATP, easy peasy in this case, so it was just one-to-one. Drag and drop from the left to the right. And to configure the response that we saw in Postman, this response right here, that's what the last mapping is for. So I put in a concatenation function that takes the first name, adds a space, then the last name, and then the rest of the sentence was upload to Eloqua and ATP successfully. And now I'll show you how easy it is to make the connections to these applications. So to make a connection to the ATP database, just put in the service name. What I highlighted was my database name, and then I add _high because that is, I give myself highest priority. You could put high, medium, or low. Then I uploaded my wallet file. You get that when you spin up an ATP database, and then I inputted my wallet password and database service password along with my username. Again, this is all information you can easily get when you spin up an ATP database. And the 100% there means that the connection is live and successfully made. Now I will show you how I connected to Eloqua. Oh, oops, this is my Eloqua REST connection. Now I will show you the Eloqua adapter. Oh, it was on the screen anyway. And to make a connection with the Eloqua adapter, it's very easy. You can see it's the exact same information we put in on the login page. Just the company, username, and password. And that's how easy it is to use OIC to make a connection to ATP and Eloqua.